Assets are the things that makes you make money. If you sell food, that's an asset because those are the things that make you money. The stocks that you put in are giving you money. Anything that puts money in your account is an asset. Liability are the things that take money out of your account. Liability, for example, could be, damages to the house. That's a liability. Mortgage payments. You're not making any money off mortgage payments. Car insurance. Car payments, any payment you have to make in general, bills, things that don't put money in your account at all, but are just pretty much taking it out. Electricity bills, anything, that's all liabilities. Cash flow is how your money is moving throughout your bank account, your stocks, maybe even your own business. The money that's coming in and the money that's coming out. That's the money that comes in, but you're actually making money out of it. For example, you make $500 that month, but you have to spend about $490. Well, you have a positive cash flow of $10 because at the end of the month, after all the money you have made, you have $10 in your account. So you've made money. If you have $500, but you spend about $550, well, you lost $50 that month and you're losing money. And that means your business is probably not doing so hot right now. A stock portfolio is a chart that shows where all your money is going towards. If half my stocks are in individual stocks, i.e. McDonald's, Best Buy, the other half are in a thing called ETFs or trust funds or something, then that means that's my stock portfolio. The stock portfolio is just telling you how much things are in each individual places. Debt is when your account goes below zero or you owe the money back. Just because you're in debt does not mean it's always a bad thing. Debt in general means that you most likely owe somebody because you couldn't afford it. That means you are responsible for paying that money back to somebody, rather it's the bank, rather it's the house you paid for, or maybe it's a car or anything usually expensive. That makes you in debt. Good debt would be buying a house. If you bought a house, that's good debt because at the end of the day, after you finish paying that person back, not only are you getting equity on the house, not only are you getting money on the house, but you could potentially get money in your pocket for that initial investment that you made. Good debt would be more like you putting money into something for you to go in debt for. Maybe it's opening up a business and expecting it to boom in the next 10 years. Or maybe just buying a house and expecting to make more money than you're actually paying on it. A form of bad debt really would be a car. A car that you had to pay $20,000 and you didn't even really have $20,000 to spend on a car. Now, although there are cases where it could be a good debt, but 9 times out of 10, it's bad because as soon as you take it off the lot, it's going down in value. IPOs are initial public offers. They pretty much are stocks that haven't been officially made for public use, for example, the stock market, but they are about to be released. And usually how that works is you can put your money in before it gets released, and the second it gets released, it's not always the best thing to invest in, but once you invest in it, you'll either see a huge spike, a huge drop, or maybe it stays in the middle. But most IPOs typically fall. But it's always good to put on your It's always good to put on your stock portfolio. Investments are money that you put in for the hope of a higher return later on. Most people say investments are stocks, or other people would say investments would be health. It doesn't always have to be a financial thing, but an investment is pretty much putting time, work, money, or anything into something in the hopes of getting a better result at the end. A good investment would be something that is really smart to do, or it's been well calculated, or has a high potential for earning a return for you, at least a good return. A bad investment would be something that most likely would not benefit you, or maybe a really risky investment that hasn't been thought about too much, or it really has way more downsides than upsides to it. When you invest into a stock, maybe it's an ETF, maybe it's whatever you're investing into, sometimes that company will give you a dividend, which it's pretty much just money for investing into their product or their stock. Depending on how much money you get, it's most likely going to be a small percentage, ranging from 3% to 8%, maybe even 13 to 15. Those numbers are really hard to get and most likely offer higher risk investments. So just because the dividends are higher does not always mean that it's the best to invest in, because there's a reason they're probably doing higher dividends, because they don't have to offer dividends. So there's a reason that they give high dividends like that. If you invest into a REIT, a real estate investment trust fund, if you do that, you are guaranteed to get high dividends and dividends in general, because it's under the law that they are supposed to. At least in Florida they are, which I would assume that applies everywhere. Overall, that's pretty much all I can give you today. That's a lot of information that I know that I thought, well, I could make a video on this. And I kind of got to go to work, so I just thought, well, I want to at least get a video this week. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. I made a couple mistakes, so I'll most likely show you at the end. Anyways, goodbye. Investment stocks. The stocks that you put in, closing that. Money that's coming in and the money that's coming out. But the money that's coming out, oh no, that's not the definition. A month, but I spent about $490 in total. Well, I have a positive cash flow. No, well, let me get into those actually. Cash flow is the money that's coming in. A stock portfolio is just whatever your stocks are in. For example, a stock portfolio is pretty much anything that's in, If 50% of my stocks are in ETFs, which are pretty much, let me take a step back. Called initial public investments. Nope. You are putting in for return on shit. Good investment. A good investment is something that has a high chance of being a good return.